Hi guys, welcome back to The Hungry Soul. I'm Shawna Jordan. On today's episode, we're gonna make cheese sauce. So many things you can do with this. You can use it as a soup base, you can make macaroni and cheese, you can dip chips in it, make nachos, put it over vegetables. It's great on like broccoli or asparagus. Really simple. You can make it in about 10 minutes, and one of the things I use it for the most is for macaroni and cheese. Kids love this stuff. My grandkids, it's their very favorite thing. They request it every single time they come. Makes a pretty big batch, like I said, so you can cut it in half or double it however you want to roll, but this will make about 2 quart jars full of cheese. So let's go over the ingredients and then we'll get started. I have 4 cups of milk here. I like to use whole milk because I like mine really creamy. If you want to reduce the fat, you can certainly use something lighter. There's 4 tablespoons of flour, 4 tablespoons of butter. I have about 4-inch stack of cheese slices here. Whatever kind you like the most, go ahead and use those. And I have about a cup or so of mild cheddar and sharp cheddar mixed together. So you can use white cheddar or smoked Gouda or anything that you like in here, but I almost always use the American cheese as a base because it just gives it a really nice smooth silkiness to it. So let's go ahead and go over to the stove and we'll get started. Okay, so this is really easy. We're gonna make a roux first, and a roux is just flour and butter and milk. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the butter in here and melt it down. I have the burner on medium high. And once it melts, you're just gonna put the flour in and mix that in, and you're gonna let it cook for probably 30 seconds to at least a minute. I like to go a full minute because the longer you cook it, the more you cook the flour taste out of it, and then it will have more of a nutty flavor. So just want to kind of show you the consistency of that. And definitely stir it the whole time. You don't want it to scorch. You can almost smell it when it starts to get a toasted, flavor to it, and the flour flavor starts to go away. Okay, so see how it's nice and fluffy and bubbly like that? That's, in my opinion, when I think it's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in my 4 cups of milk and just blend it all in. And I am going to continue to heat this at medium high for about probably 5 minutes or so, but I'm going to let it keep going until it starts to thicken. And once it's done thickening, then we'll go ahead and start adding our cheese. Okay, we're starting to thicken here, and it's not super thick, it's just you can tell it's starting to gel up. And it's starting to boil a little bit, so I took the burner down just a little bit because we don't want to scorch our milk. But when it starts to thicken a little, that's when you want to start to add your cheese and get it melted down. So I'm going to go ahead and put all the cheddar in and get that started, and as you can see, it melts pretty effortlessly at this temperature. Okay, then I just start taking my cheese slices and dropping them in one at a time, and they just keep on melting, and you're just going to keep doing this until it gets to a nice thick cheesy consistency, until it's a nice yellow. I don't necessarily always use the whole stack, and actually sometimes I've gone and got some more cheese to put in, so it's not a perfect science. I usually just say about 4 inches of slices, but just keep adding them in, and then when it's all melted, turn your heat down and season it, and you're done. So I'm going to keep adding these, and when we're done, we'll take a taste and see how it went. Okay, so we're getting close here. As you can see, we have a nice saucy consistency. So at this point, I'm going to stop adding cheese, and I'm just going to take a quick taste of it. I just keep some extra spoons over here to do that. And it tastes pretty good. We could stop here, but I only have a few slices left. So I'm going to go ahead and add them, and it'll just be that much more cheesy. And if for some reason when you're adding your cheese and you feel like it's getting too thick, I always keep just a little bit of milk beside me when I'm cooking. Just a tablespoon or 2 will loosen it back up for you. So you can add that at any time if you need to. Now I'm going to go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper. You don't want to do too much because there's a lot of salt in the cheese, but you definitely want to enhance the flavor. I like to use fresh ground pepper. You can use white pepper if you like. If you want to get crazy, you can put some, Cajun seasoning in there, or some cayenne. Okay, let's go ahead and take another taste. Perfect. Now, you can take this off the heat and just let it sit while you boil your noodles. And I would put about half this in for macaroni and cheese. And the other half I would put in a mason jar and just throw it in the fridge. It'll keep for about 5 to 7 days. Okay, so our cheese sauce is done. I put it in mason jars to cool. This big one right here will work with 1 box of pasta. I like to get the curly macaroni for the kids, but you can use anything you want. Usually I have an extra to spare if I want to use it on vegetables, and then I do a little small one like this, and I like to do it in a wide mouth jar. That way you can dip chips right in it. Just pop it in the microwave and reheat it. So I'm going to let this cool on the counter for more than a few minutes, probably about a half hour. And then I'm going to put some lids on it and throw it in the fridge. It'll keep for about a week or so. I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to get the recipe, you can go to shawnajordan.com, and I hope that you'll leave me some comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for joining me today. Live, love, and cook with passion, my friends.